Calm down, everyone. Coinbase isn't going anywhere. Here's why. What is up, gang? It is I, Carlton Flowers, your crypto pro.
Yay!
And I wanted to talk a little bit today about all of this hysteria over Coinbase supposedly leaving the United States. Now, please understand that nothing I say in this video is to be taken as financial advice. And this is strictly my opinion. So I'm going to be doing more and more talks like this just to discuss various hot topics and things that are on my mind. So is it just me, or is there anybody else out there who's thinking the same thing as I am? That we have massive hysteria and overreaction thinking that Coinbase is leaving or has left the United States. First of all, just because they have applied for licensing to operate in Bermuda does not mean that they have left the United States. If they can operate in Bermuda or Singapore or wherever, these are additional locations that Coinbase could possibly operate. Now, there's a reason why they're doing this, and I don't think it's all centered around expanding market share. And I also don't think that this means that they are leaving the United States market thanks to the SEC and their obsession with asking people to register and then threatening and suing. And this is exactly what the SEC has done. Come on in and register with us. We'll make everything good. You just need to come in and register. And Coinbase went so far as to become a publicly traded company that is fully compliant with all trading laws. And then we have the SEC turning right around after approving everything for Coinbase to be a publicly traded company to tell them that, well, you can't do staking and we're about to sue you. All right. First of all, I think that this is a move to let the SEC know that they're serious about having options. But it doesn't mean that they're just going to stop and drop the biggest market share that they hold, the US market, which is the majority of their business, to go out and operate elsewhere. Now, I'm going to tell you one thing. If they were really going to leave the United States, which they're probably not, do you think that they're just going to be able to stop, pack up, move to Singapore or Bermuda, set up operations, and compete with Binance? No, I don't think it's going to happen because Binance owns the lion's share of the world market. Coinbase is not going to beat Binance outside of the US. It's just not going to happen. So how would you be able to shut down your biggest market to go overseas and then compete with someone that already has the majority of the market share? And how long do you think it would take for them to take a bite out of the Binance market share? I'm thinking it would take a long time, and it would probably require layoffs, cutbacks. There's no way they would sustain their current revenue stream by dropping the United States market. Now, other reasons why I really don't think that Coinbase is leaving. I mentioned that Coinbase is officially a tradable company. It is registered with the SEC. It is a security, and you can buy shares in the company. Now, how many different portfolios out there do you suppose have pieces of Coinbase in them right now? Can you imagine all of the retirement accounts, IRAs, that are out there that are possibly invested into Coinbase? Now, do you think that with all the money that people have piled in investing into that company, that they're just going to pack up and leave the United States and no longer operate? It's almost laughable to think that it could really come to fruition, that something catastrophic could happen where you would basically rug pull everyone that is invested in the Coinbase stock. Maybe I'm missing something, but I don't see it happening. Another reason why I think that dovetails on this first point is that there are several investment firms out there that are heavily involved into cryptocurrency. Maybe not so much as buying Coinbase stock, but they are holders of cryptocurrency and probably are involved in some type of way, whether it be onboarding and off-ramping to and from crypto with the Coinbase exchange, which is the largest U.S. exchange. Now, let me just go down this list and tell you how much some of these investment firms have invested just into Bitcoin, okay? You got MicroStrategy that has 129,699 BTC. Galaxy Digital Holdings has 16,400 BTC. You remember when Tesla was heavy into BTC? They had 1.5 billion into BTC in 2020. Now they've since, Elon Musk has sold a lot of that in order to keep the company afloat. Next, we have Block Inc. They have 8,027 BTC. That's $174 million worth. Hut 8 Mining Corporation, heavy into Bitcoin mining. They hold 4,406 BTC. That's roughly 161 million. Riot Blockchain Inc. They also do mining. They've got 6,654 Bitcoin. That's worth about 144 million. Coinbase itself has 4,482 Bitcoin. That's roughly $98 million. And then you got the Bitcoin Group SE holding 3,947 Bitcoin, roughly 86 million. So the point here is there are a lot of investment firms who are heavily into crypto in the United States. This is a lot that I just mentioned that is only invested into Bitcoin. We haven't even touched Ethereum. Now, with this much interest, do you think that they probably like the idea of having a Coinbase exchange staying in the United States? Well, I think they probably would benefit from that. And if Coinbase were actually forced to leave the United States, I think there would be a lot of people talking to a lot of representatives and senators with a lot of yelling going on about things that need to change to make it more palatable for us to keep such a large company within the confines of the United States. Now, that's investment firms. Let's talk about banks. And this is just in general, banks and how much that they have onboarded through startups and raising money for investments. So I'm going to list a few banks and how much money that they have funneled through their bank for onboarding into crypto projects and how many projects that they have been involved in. We'll start out with Standard Chartered Bank, $380 million onboarded into these startups spread out over 6 investments. You got BNY Mellon, Bank of New York Mellon, $321 million raised, spread out over 5 investments. These are banks that are involved in crypto. Citibank, $279 million, spread out over 3 different crypto projects. JP Morgan Chase, the devil themselves, $206 million raised, spread out over 8 crypto investments. And even the other devil junior, Goldman Sachs, $204 million, spread out over 8 different crypto investment projects. Now, the point of this is, that's not directly related to Coinbase, but the point is, we're talking about a whole lot of money that is invested into the cryptocurrency sector, and the fact that our economy, it would really benefit and do well to keep such services within the confines of the United States. Now, I had a list and I was going to go through the list and it's too long to even go through, but we even have U.S. senators and representatives on both sides of the aisle that have dabbled in or heavily invested into cryptocurrency. Like right now, currently, to date. Unfortunately, cryptocurrency, the topic itself, has now been politicized. Even though we have people on both sides of the aisle that are involved in crypto, the majority of the support for crypto freedom comes from the Republican side of the political fence. Now, as we see all of this back and forth and yammering going on with the hearings involving Gary Gensler, and I'm going to do another video and talk about the background of Gary Gensler and talk about a few things that nobody seems to be paying attention to. We're all focused on getting rid of Gary Gensler, but we don't realize that probably won't have any effect. But at any rate, we do see with the grilling that Gary Gensler took in these hearings that people are starting to speak up. And we've only scratched the surface because for right now, I don't think that those hearings are going to amount to anything significant because the Congress does not control the SEC. That is a presidential cabinet level appointment. It's Joe Biden who decides the SEC chair and probably everyone who sits on that board. The only thing that the Congress could do is pass that bill that would basically gut the SEC and spread it out over, I think they said they wanted a board of directors who could not be former SEC chairs and restructure how the SEC regulates markets. That's the only thing that they could possibly do, but then that's going to take a long time. So all in all, I would love it for somebody to prove to me that Coinbase is actually going to leave the United States and tell me that I'm wrong, that it's not hysteria, that they're actually packing their bags, because I don't think they are. For those of you who remember the movie Boiler Room, this thought comes into mind. They had the shady investment firm in Long Island as the base of this movie, and Vin Diesel is in this movie. It's one of his first big movies that he did. And whenever they got caught by the SEC, they would pack up and move very quickly, and they'd get a new location that had tons of phone lines and set up shop somewhere else so that they could continue shilling and selling shell stocks, bankrupt companies, and ripping people off. And boy, they had it down to a science. They'd be able to shut down shop, move their entire operation within 24 hours and pop up somewhere else in a warehouse where they bring in desks and have the phone lines brought in and start ripping people off immediately. Well, it's a neat movie. You ought to go watch that movie. But that's kind of what comes into my mind when I'm hearing all the hysteria about people thinking that Coinbase is leaving. Like they're packing up right now. They're getting a warehouse down in Bermuda and getting the phone line set up so they can just jump on the next ship and set up in another country. So I'm not convinced. Well, I'd love to hear your opinion about this. If you think I'm wrong, let me know. If you agree, let me know. If you think that most of this is just hysteria, I don't see it happening ever. So share your thoughts, share your opinions, and I would love it if you would like, comment, and subscribe to the Crypto Pro channel. And if you would like to help support the channel with the giving of a super thanks to help me defray the cost of keeping up with the production, you may do so, and I thank you in advance. Well, I tell you what, that's about all I've got for now. So we will see you on the next one. This is Carlton, and I am out.